Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you had an awesome holiday for Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Hope you're fully recuperated or most of the way recuperated from celebrating last night. I am here to share with you my biggest lesson from 2018. I can honestly say I don't have anything bad to say about 2018. 2018 was good to me. We certainly had our challenges here at the Brooks household, but hey, all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose. So, not a complaint here. Also had some good things to happen. I started grad school at the top of 2018. I resigned from my job to pursue my dreams full time. I took that leap and I resigned and now I'm in school full time without a job and without trying to work and go to school full time. So that is a huge blessing. Thank God for my husband who is a big supporter and allows me to do what I do. But again, I am here to share with you my biggest lesson from 2018. So, here's the lesson. 2018, as I mentioned at the top of the year, I started grad school. I'm in school to be a mental health counselor. My first project, I had a project, it was a group presentation. So, I don't really like group presentations. I really don't like group work that much. Not that I don't get along with people, but when you get a bunch of people together and you go through the phases of a team, that Norman storming and all that stuff. It's kind of rough. And then especially when it's a short period of time and maybe you don't get through those stages. That could be tough. So we went through that little stage or whatever of that. And we gave our presentation. And we did an outstanding job with our presentation. And the reason I say that is because our professor, at the end of the presentation, she gave feedback and she was like, I have to say, I'm giving you guys a perfect score. And she said, I rarely give perfect scores, but she said, you guys did an amazing job. And she asked us, are all of you guys professional teachers? Are you guys teachers? Because you presented so well. And that was an amazing thing to me because there are personality conflicts within the group. At the last minute, it seems like, I don't know, we were kind of, I won't say struggling to get the material together, but there was kind of conflict of who was doing what. But we came together, and I guess you couldn't see that, thank God, because, I prayed when the group started, in the middle of the process, and at the end of the process. And I think I even called the prayer warriors. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I called my 3 sisters or text them or Facebook message them or something and say, hey, I need y'all to intercede. But anyway, so we got a perfect score and we were just like, wow. And everybody was like, wow, she rarely gives perfect scores, and she gave us one and even asked if we were professional teachers. So I was like, so how like you're so high from like some news, or you're just like so excited on the inside. So I was so excited. I got in my car after class and I was texting people. I might have called my friend. I'm sure I probably called my husband, and I was so excited. I couldn't stop thinking about the feedback the teacher had given me. But in the midst of that, when I kept going and on and on and on and couldn't stop thinking about it, eventually it was like God slapped me. You know how like somebody slap you and go, psh, psh. It was like he was like, snap out of it. He was like, yeah, I need you to snap out of it and I need you to move past this. And I was really stunned because I'm like, normally, the way he said it to me was kind of like, you got to let that go, celebrate, praise God, praise me, be happy, do what you got to do to celebrate for that moment, but you got to snap out of it and you got to move on because you have other assignments you need to do. So I was like really stunned because normally you do the to people who are like stuck in like some type of disappointment or like stuck in some type of sadness or just stuck on something negative. But this was like something very positive. Prayers answered and everything. And God was telling me, you gotta get unstuck from being in that celebratory state you're in because you have more work to do. I need you to stop celebrating for a minute. Not saying to forget it, but you got to stop celebrating because you got to get to the next assignment. You got to focus on the next assignment. So that was my biggest lesson. And sure enough, by the time you get home and you look at your syllabus from the other classes, it's kind of like I really didn't have time to get stuck. So I had assignment after assignment after assignment. And what I'm learning from the 3 semesters that I've been in school is you really don't have time to get stuck on a success or a failure or a fail, because like the next presentation I did with the group, they did good presenting, but I when I got up there, I was stumbling over words. I got so nervous. It was like a bust to me, like a fail. But because God had already told me the first presentation to not get stuck in my success, I knew it had to be true as well for failure, of course, So I mourned, oh my God, I did so terrible. Oh my goodness, I wish I would have done better. And then I let it go because I had another assignment. I don't have time to stay stuck in celebrating or mourning a bust. So the lesson I learned was no matter whether it's a success or whether it's a failure, disappointment, a bust, or some miraculous thing, celebrate more, move on. You got to move forward because there's more work for you to do. You cannot get stuck in any place in your life because think about it. When you get stuck and God is walking and you're trying to follow God, you get stuck and you're celebrating, you're not moving. You're celebrating in that one spot. You're supposed to be moving. He's moving. He's trying to get you to your next assignment. And you're stuck in this past state of celebrating, in this past state of a bust or failure. So the whole point is you always got to be in a forward motion as far as movement goes. I mean, not to say you can't stop and celebrate. I guess what I'm trying to say is you can't be stuck. And so I've been using that with my assignments. Every time I get an A on a paper or A on a presentation, I celebrate. I still get that same adrenaline going and excitement on the inside, but I celebrate and I move forward. If I feel like I made a bust, like on a paper I did recently, I feel like it was a bust because I kind of did it at not really the last minute, but kind of, not where you can do a really quality check or review on your paper. I have to okay, man, I should have, oh man, this is a bust. This paper is terrible. Okay, move on. So that has even crossed over into my forgiveness life. You can't get stuck in unforgiveness either. Somebody does something to you that you don't like or hurts you or whatever. Not saying you can't approach them and say, hey, what you said or did to me made me feel this way or whatever. But once you do that, once you mourn your feelings or whatever, express your feelings, you can't wait for them to apologize. You can't wait for them to change. You have to change and say, okay, you know what? This happened. This is how it made me feel. Go to God about it, go to the person about it, and then you got to move forward. And that's what I've been doing as well from that one lesson that God taught me about my success and me almost getting stuck in that. And so if you do that, that'll keep you in forward motion. Don't get stuck anywhere, whether it's positive or whether it's a negative thing. Don't get stuck. Keep moving forward. Life is moving. God is moving. You have another assignment. Yeah, that was great. That was spectacular. You made the deal. You got the grade. You made the team. Whatever it was that you were trying to do, but it doesn't end there. Celebrate. Move to the next assignment. And that's all I wanted to share. Forgetting those things that are behind you, so you can move forward. And I won't say forget, but like don't get stuck there in that same spot. Because yeah, you're probably going to reach back and say, I can do this because I did it before and I was successful. Or no, I shouldn't do it that way now because that was a bust. And that's fine, but just don't get stuck there. So that was my biggest lesson in 2018. Don't get stuck anywhere. Keep moving forward.